If you find your time for spiritual thinking being squeezed out by the business of your life, let me welcome you to Gray Hair Talking as we look for a couple of minutes of how God makes everything work together in our lives. As a young woman with children, and later as a woman with a career, my personal spiritual thinking time was often delayed or sometimes pushed out completely during my busy day. Now, during that lack of discipline in my life, I learned two valuable lessons. Number one, I learned spiritual thinking comes best early in the day for me. And number two, I learned that my environment can add to that special time of spiritual thinking. Look at these sweet churches. Don't they just automatically help your mind zoom into something spiritual? One of the first things I see from my bedroom window when I wake up every morning is the church in full view, just a block away. I can see the church's white spire, the cross on top, the kids' play yard, and even the church cemetery. And all of these things that I can see out my window work together to provoke thoughts of Jesus in my heart and mind. And just as special when I wake up in the wee hours of the morning, which I do at this time of my life, but when I wake up in the wee hours of the morning while it's still dark, especially if there's a fog or a mist outside, I see the pole lights in the parking lots sparkling like stars and glowing in the dark as beacons to guide my attention to God. Now, perhaps you don't live close to a church, one that you can see out your window, but you might use something like an angel to help center your thoughts on spiritual things. As I sat at my desk composing this material, the sun was shining bright, the sky was bright blue, and I could see clearly the church's steeple reaching to the heavens. Listen to how Paul reinforces our need for spiritual thinking as I read a couple of verses from Philippians 4 from the Message. Paul says, "Summing it all up, friends, I say you'll do best by filling your minds and meditating on things true, noble, reputable, authentic, compelling, gracious, focusing on the best, not the worst, the beautiful, not the ugly, things to praise, not things to curse. Put into practice what you learned from me, what you heard and saw and realized. Do that, and God, who makes everything work together, will work you into His most excellent harmonies." May Paul's words encourage us all to take time first thing in the morning to think on the things of God. This is Rachel Solomon, and I am sending you blessings from Gray Hair Talking.